not too far to here.
Not too fast.
Not too far from us. Shall we record the sound? Noisy. Well, anyway, let's have a look. John Donne. Do you know anything about John Donne by any chance?
Well, he's very famous.
Right, that's one thing.
And he was born long before the 20th century. So he's not, in that sense, he's not one of our contemporaries.
Well, he's our contemporary because he exists at all times. Like Shakespeare, like Blake, like all these crazy guys. But he's a very strange poet. He was writing a very different poetry. Sometimes it was just funny, sometimes it was very serious, or sometimes somewhere in between, funny and serious. Let's have a look. A Valediction for Forbidden Mourning by John Donne. Let's read it. As virtuous men pass mildly away and whisper to their souls to go, while some of their sad friends do say, the breath goes now, and some say, no. So let us melt and make no noise, no tear floods, no sigh tempest move. The profanation of our joy is to tell the light our love. Moving of the earth brings harm and fears. Men reckon what it did and meant, but trepidation of the spheres, though greater far, is innocent. Thou sublunary lover's love, whose soul is sense, cannot admit absence, because it doth remove those things which elemented it. But we by love so much refine that ourselves know not what it is. Interassured of the mind, careless eyes, lips and hands to miss. Our two souls therefore, which are one, though I must go, endure not yet a bridge, but an expansion, like gold to airy thinness bit. If they be two, they are two so as if to encompasses are two. Thy soul, that fixed foot, makes no show to move, but doth the other do. And though it in the center sits, yet when the other far doth roam, it lives and hearkens after it, and grows erect as that comes home. Such wilt thou be to me, who must, like the other foot, obliquely run. Thy firmness makes my circle just, and makes me end where I began. It's a crazy poem. I have no idea what it means. Do you?
Yes. Of course.
What is it about?
It's about people who die.
Okay.
Or don't really die, and people who are sad because others have died. Isn't it? I don't know.
Well, there are different options of how to read it. Some say, well, it's just an part saying, I'm just going for a journey, I'm not dying, I'm not dead, I'm just away somewhere and then I'll be back. Well, you don't be sad. I think you're right, I think it's really about death. Well, if you have two who are one, so we have nice biscuits, have two who are one, and one of them crosses the boundary, say, dies, then what happens to the other? They want to reunite.
They want to reunite.
They can't.
But they can't. Unless the other one dies too. Goes the same way.
Yeah, so hence all this sadness. And what does the poem tell you? Is it a sad case?
Not really. Somehow John Donne finds a way
Okay.
of making the loved one's departure sound less painful. Not only sound less painful. He says, as far as I could understand, that there is no real rupture, no real departure taking place. We stay united with the one who has died.
So why do we think about death? He doesn't say death, and he doesn't say parting. But he starts.
Well,
He starts with
isn't it? Is it?
pass mildly away.
Well, isn't it? Isn't it in the headline? Whatever the word. Mourning is mentioned. When you think about mourning, you think about death.
I know it's a Saturday, you can be very sad because you're not going to see your lover again.
Well, probably. But at least, and valediction. Vale means saying goodbye.
Valediction is like goodbye,
Yeah, and diction is basically saying something.
Vale.
Yeah, so you say vale. Well,
Vale is good.
Vale is good.
A good word before you go, basically.
And
Again, it can be about parting, it can be about death.
And when someone who's parting ways with you says vale to you, it also means he wants you to stay in good health.
Yes.
With always implications. To stay happy rather than
So
sad.
why do we have this title at all, Forbidding Mourning? What does it imply? What does it mean?
It consists of two parts. It consists the heading consists of two parts. A valediction and forbidding mourning. A valediction basically tells us that somebody is saying goodbye. As I understand the word vale that is used by those ancient Romans in their records, it meant something good. It meant see you, it meant and stay in good health. So it's not something negative. And then the poet continues by mentioning mourning, but not mourning as something that people think about, concentrate. Something that they are forbidden.
Okay, why do you need to forbid mourning? It means
you forbid all those sad feelings inside you.
He says here that your natural reaction to something is mourning, is sadness. He said, no, don't be sad. Here I'll tell you why, but the main idea is, even in this title...
Yeah, but there's a paradox in that title.
There's no paradox. There are two points of view, two sort of perception. And one says, oh, I'm always unhappy, whatever happens, my first reaction is to be sad. And another perception, which is his, it says, no.
It's good that when you describe the first person you wanted to be, that's true, okay.
He says, no, it's not right. Maybe it's your first reaction, but don't follow it. You're supposed to be happy. Love is a happy thing,
Isn't it also true that mournings in traditional societies, in many religions, are something that is strictly regulated, and you are supposed to mourn the other person's departure?
Mourning. Oh, really? Okay. Mourning can be too. Yeah, it can be a ritual mourning, which follows its rules, or it can be just your personal grief.
But isn't it
when
also
you
true?
Don't need any rules, you just express your sadness.
Isn't it also true that when there is something official regulating your mourning, you are given the way, you are given outlets to express your sad feelings, and sometimes it can sometimes be beneficial to you.
Yeah,
you are told what you are supposed to do when you mourn.
That's the idea of rules of mourning so that you know what to do. You don't feel that much lost. You know, okay,
So
I
that
can
you
do
are
this,
guided through your
you're guided.
bereavement stage. You are sort of
Because if you're really shattered, then maybe it's hard for you to think what to do and how. You just go around panicking, crying, lots of tears instead of calming down a little bit. And here you have those rules. Yeah, maybe. But we don't talk about rules here. Here we have the general idea of people liking to be unhappy and forbidding it. And the word forbidding is a powerful word, a word of power. It means I, like a poet, can forbid you to be unhappy. I, the poet, take the position of God, because who else can tell you how to feel?
also forbid means something you do before the other person can do anything else. So you sort of prevent the other person. You can predict and prevent the other person's behavior and prevent him or her from engaging in that behavior.
So really, even if you look at the line and think about it, that alone has a lot in it. A whole conception of reality, of two realities.
Absolutely.
Okay. As virtuous men pass mildly away and whisper to their souls to go, while some of their sad friends do say, the bread goes now, and some say, no. So that's how we open our poem.
That's how
can we tell what it's going to be about? Forbidden Mourning, as virtuous men pass mildly away.
One thing, the word pass away does not necessarily mean die, but our experience, our language experience tells us that these are the words that they normally use to talk about people who have died or who are about to die. It seems that they are about to die.
Two verbs here. We have pass away and next line go. So we start with a feeling rather than like in other poems setting the landscape, the mapping. We have the mapping of inner space, not what we see but how we feel. And we have virtuous men pass mildly away because you can pass in many different ways. And another poet says, do not go gently into the night, which I don't agree with. And here he says, no, virtuous men pass mildly away.
It's because they're virtuous. They're virtuous. And if you're a virtuous man, or a virtuous woman, you are supposed to pass away mildly. You are probably not, I don't know, can you be a virtuous man and a soldier? And can you be killed in battle and pass away mildly?
Of course you can.
Is it true?
It's a discipline. It's your discipline. Of course you can do it. If you're a soldier, doesn't mean you're running away crazy. It means you're concentrated and focused. And you have clear mind. Of course you can.
Concentrated on killing other people.
It's not on you. Concentrated.
Doesn't it?
So, virtuous men pass mildly away and whisper to his souls to go. This opening two lines are very soft because we have virtuous men, something noble that already makes it more firm, more solid in our feeling. Pass mildly away, that softens it, and then whisper is soft again to the souls to go.
And the very word pass away is of course a much milder variation of the word die.
Yeah, and here we have the idea of transgression, of moving, which is why you can say that it's about two lovers parting. Not just dying but going to a different country. Because same as we go to a different country on this plane, the same we go to another kingdom country when
there used to be a Russian writer philosopher who was basically saying the thing you are saying now. Why are you mourning all those dead? Imagine them being happy in a faraway beautiful land. Why should you be sad about
we
them?
are not sad about them. We are sad about ourselves. That's the thing. Basically, it says there is a much difference between this world and the other world. Basically, what happens here happens there. What happens there happens here. It's not very different. You go to a different country, you meet your friend, or your friend dies, you meet your friend. It's not very different, he says. As virtuous men pass mildly away, and whisper to their souls to go. So again, in these two lines in the beginning, we have the view of world again. We have souls, we have two worlds where you're passing.
But can you explain one thing to me? Why are they whispering to their souls to go? Do they want to die? Do they want their souls to go away to them?
Oh, because you're not supposed to shout, so you whisper.
But why are they... Why?
What is a whisper?
Well,
listen to the sound. Whisper, pass away, whisper, souls. It sounds soft. Whisper is your breath. And it's your last breath. It's soft. It's mild. If your last breath is mild and you're whispering, you're not shouting.
Yeah, but
whisper.
What's the idea?
Okay.
What's the idea? Why should I... Why? So, I'm about to die.
Hooray! Good news.
Yeah. Why is it my responsibility to tell to my soul, okay, now you go away? Why? Can you explain it to me?
Because
why are they whispering, saying something? They're not shouting, but...
Why tell
well, yeah,
word?
That's the question.
One thing is word. It's your will. You express your will. And if you express it by saying it, whispering it, voicing it, you make it more powerful.
Okay,
you can write it down.
You only die. You only die.
You can think it, but saying is the most powerful thing.
You only die because you want to die.
Yeah. You may not agree with it. You may not admit it to yourself. But basically, yes. Unless you want to die, you won't die. And whisper is your breath. Breath is your life. Breath is your movement. And what is your soul? If it's your soul, then this is you that has this soul, and it's separate. And soul is a bit into that I, the meanness. And soul goes one way, and this meanness, what does it do? Does it stay? Does it go somewhere else? We don't know, but a soul listen to you.
My soul
does. What is a soul again? Okay, that's poetry, that's not philosophy. And whisper to the souls to go.
But their friends are sad.
Well, some of their sad friends.
Well, not all friends are sad. Some people are happy. So I'm dying, and some people are happy.
The breath goes now. Some say no. So again, the idea of breath. Whisper is breath.
And soul is also something
like
that
spirit.
Spirit.
Like inspiration, spirit, breath. Breath goes now. And something. So we have again the expansion of this reality, not a map of our landscape, but a map of possibilities, attitudes. We have virtuous men who pass mildly away, and they have sad friends who don't agree with it, who are sad. You're a very silly thing. Do you want to be with the virtuous or with the sad? Do you?
With both.
Yeah, so if you're virtuous, then you pass away mildly.
If you're sad, you stay here.
If you're sad, you pass away anyway, but you do it slowly. The breath goes now, some say no, we don't know. So we have now, and we have no, and we have no, and no, and they don't know. They don't know, but they say no. They have this negation. So this first stanza, 4 lines, this whole idea of a big universe balanced with the virtues, mild and sad in negation. Sadness compared with negation, or negation with sadness. And this
isn't
mildness
is sadness an affirmation? Do you affirm something with your sadness?
Oh, you do. And again we have the idea of breath, whisper, breath, and say. They whisper to their souls to go, they talk to their souls, and the friends just say it to themselves apparently. The breath goes now, some say no. They say a lot of things here. Say, whisper. So let us melt and make no noise. No sea of love, no side tempest move. To profanation of our joy still delight our love.
Oh, yeah.
As we have in mind this conception, this idea of 2 possible reactions, mild or sad, we say, no, we don't want to be sad, that's stupid. We want to be virtuous, because it's cool. Yeah? Let us melt. Okay, mildly turns into melt. Again, melt is soft. Let us melt, let us lose our form and make no noise. No sea floods, no side tempest move. So we have it all again, negation, negation, negation. And as we started, the same as Forbidden Mourning, we state that the real original first reaction is to make noise, to have sea floods, to have a side tempest moving. And it's amazing because what he does, he creates all this great noise, those big pictures, because anytime you read John Donne, he's never shy. He's never shy to tell that you're the universe. That if you're sad, then there will be earthquakes and floods and things. He's very good at it. And here, again, he creates a big picture. He says, sea of floods. Not just, oh, sure, it's a flood. If you're sad, it's like a tempest, it's like a storm. It's big. And we, as we read it, we can hear it, we can see it. All this noise, all this movement, all this destruction. And then he says, no. No noise, no sea floods, no side tempests. So at the same time, we can hear this really horrible noise and absolute silence. Because we can only really appreciate silence if we can compare it with noise. And here he does it. If he just says, so let us melt and be quiet,
it will disappear.
You don't feel it. But if he tells you of all those big, noisy, emotional things, and then he says no, he cancels them each time, then you can at the same time hear and not hear it. You have this context, this frame for the silence. And that's really, really strong and beautiful because the silence is as strong as what he denies. So if you deny a dewdrop falling into your cup, that's a little silence. If you deny a storm and a flood, there's big silence. Yeah? So let us melt and make no noise, no sea floods, no side tempest move. And again, what we have here is breath. We have whisper, breath, then whisper turns into saying, the sad friends do say, then we have just breath, breath goes now, some say no. And again, we can see that breath is saying, they whisper to the souls to go, and they say, the breath goes now. So soul is breath. And here again you have sigh. Sigh, which again is breath. All those different sorts of breath. We don't really think about it. We just breathe normally. What is breathing normally? I don't know, because he has a look at it. He pays attention to all those different sorts of going of breath. Because breath is your soul, and how your breath goes is how your soul goes. So what is a sigh? What is a sigh?
Is it a form of breath? Is it a form? You usually sigh when you want to express your sadness. What John Donne?
Sadness?
All sorts of sadness. Sometimes you sigh because you are very tired, you had a bad day. Sometimes you sigh and sigh and sigh because somebody was there.
But what is a sigh? Sigh is a kind of a breath, and breath is your soul.
Sometimes you sigh with ridiculous exercise.
Yeah, so every time you sigh, you sort of, you sort of restart the universe a little bit.
We want to restart the universe.
I think it should have another 5 minutes, maybe. It's a really horrible thing, and now it tells you when it stops. Well, anyway, you sigh, you make this pause, because as we breathe in, we take the world in. We breathe out, we take the world out. As you sigh, it's a disruption of this flow, of this way of breathe in, breathe out. And then it's a pause. And then something changes. A beautiful experiment. I really like it. I never get tired of telling about it. What they had is they had a group of people, and they were given a task to do, like a logical task or something, to solve it. And all these people sat and tried to solve it. The trick was, and they didn't know it, there was no answer to this riddle. And they would scratch their heads this way and scratch their head that way. And they couldn't find the answer because there was none. And finally, eventually, they would all sigh.
With desperation.
So sighing is when you try to change this reality around you to find a new solution.
And
maybe.
And you can't.
You can't within this reality. If you change it a little bit, maybe you can. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just telling you what aerodynamics told me. Okay. So we have tear floods. We have a little tear and a big flood. We have sigh tempest. Again, a little sigh, and you would think, it's innocent, but really, your sigh is like a storm.
Well, many people are sad. Many people are sad. And if everybody who's sad sighs all at the same time, then there can be
a hurricane. It's those theories about a butterfly moving its wings here and causing a storm there. Maybe. But really it means that we are big. We are bigger than we believe. Yeah? Are you bigger than you believe? Yeah, great. It's very good for your sense of time, actually. So anyway, what happens is we tend to think that we are small, lousy people. Most of all.
I am.
Yeah. And here he says, no, you're big. You're as big as the planet. You're bigger than the planet. You're as big as the universe. You're godlike. In the sense of like those non-Christian gods. Yeah. We're big.
Are we?
Yeah, we are. We are, in many senses. So we have water, tear floods, we have air, sigh, tempest. We become nature, power of nature. That's what it is. Yeah? You may think you're a little person, but really you are a representation of all this big nature. All those hurricanes, it's you. Yeah, those earthquakes, that's you, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Floods. You think they just happen? No, they happen. happened? Because you're sat here, or I'm sat here. Yeah, I told you. Told him. Something like that. And that's what he tells
Some
you.
tears. Can you see the tears?
Oh, something very sad. So let us melt this us to us, not I and you, us, immediately. After this separation, virtuous man, sad friends, and now us. Once again, this beautiful example of the union. To a profanation of our joys, to tell the light of our love. What is it? What is it? Lighting. What is lighting?
Well, that's the people who don't understand.
Like
There are everybody. There are
the
sort
masses.
of the masses, and there are those who know, those who are in the know, and it's not. We are sort of in the know. They are not. They are like so.
So some say no, and some no. No. So profanation of our joys doesn't light our love. So again, it means our love is sacred.
And it makes.
We are godlike, and our feelings, our love is sacred. It's same as you're not supposed to say the name of God, just like love. Same, you're not supposed to tell the Almighty our love, your love. So again, we have us and our joys and our love, and we have us and the masses, the lighting. Why do you say lighting, not masses? What's so special about the word lighting? It's not a normal word, you don't often see it.
It's the word that relates to religion, two kinds of people in the world, those who are supposed to be closer to God, and they are priests and monks and all that sort of religious people, and they're not numerous. The masses are much more numerous, and they often don't know anything about these sacred things, and they are.
And again we have telling, some say, to tell our love. Also, lighting sounds good because la la lighty, la la long, tell lighty long. And it's light. You have a little bit of light in your poem. Tell lighting our love. So again, we have the word profanation, which comes from religion. We have sacred and we have the profane. And we say our love is sacred. And to talk about it is to make it profane, because, well, language is not designed for that. You can't tell about your feelings, you can't tell about your love, so it's not just a feeling, it's something great, something that shapes reality, shapes the universe. We call it lighty our love, our joys, lighty love. Again, we have Sea of Love, Side Tempest, these destructive images which we cancel. And then we have our joys and our love and lighty, like lighty. So we have something heavy, like Side Tempest, though we cancel, but it is still present. Is it still present? Yeah, it is still present. Okay, and then we have all those light things. So same as in the first part, you have two levels. Here again you have heavy, you have light. You have virtuous, you have sad. To tell the light or love. Joys rhymes with love, in a way. Joys then love. Mourning of the earth brings harms and fears. Men reckon what it did, and men. But trepidation of the fears, though greater far, is innocent. Oh, Is that a love poem? Is that how you write love poems? Moving of the earth brings harm and tears?
No, it's a poem about astronomy.
Yeah, because he likes astronomy, he likes astrology, he loves alchemy. It's beautiful. He loves alchemy. I love alchemy too. So, what is the moving of the earth? Is it earthquakes?
Isn't it just the way the earth goes round and round and round? Isn't it what happens every day, what creates day and night?
Yes. So you can read it in two ways. Since we've just talked about floods and tempests, now the moving of the earth, we can read it literally, like an earthquake, because it does bring harm and fears. But really, we know that it's more like a moving of the earth, like time is going on.
Yeah, the world is moving. It's all the move.
In time, in reality, in non-reality, whatever. If you believe in movement, moving of the earth brings harms and fears. Men reckon what it did and meant. So again, it's the movement of the earth which causes harms and fears. Same as a good thing apparently, but we don't mention it now.
So things are developing. Time is going.
Maybe it's like a position in space and time, which is connected to your state, or your state connected to the position in space and time. The Earth moves, and it doesn't move through space as such. It moves through possibilities. It's not static, it's moving. Again, pass away, goes now, move, side tempest move, now moving again. Everywhere we have movement. We have action, we have breath, we have thought, word, and we have movement. And we have lots of Men reckon what it didn't meant.
They're trying to make sense why all those things are happening, all those things they are fearful of, all those harmful things. They're trying to understand why it is happening to them.
Yeah, is it the same virtuous man who men reckon what it did?
No, it's probably some of their sad friends. They're saying yes, saying no, trying to figure out why that all happened.
Try to logic it. Although you can't really logic it because it's so big. You don't have enough information, enough resources. But you try to put it into some little frame to understand what it means. How can you explain the movement of the earth? No way, but we're still trying to do it. So astrology is one way of doing it. Astronomy is another way of doing it. Like, oh, I don't feel well because there was something wrong with the sun this morning. Yeah, that's the same as astrology. You're blaming the sun for your state rather than seeing that it did it again. It did it again. Well, simply saying, from the evidence at hand, what we have insight, how we feel, our state, our consciousness generates the physical reality. Because you have all those so-called coincidences, or more accurately, synchronicities, like having these beautiful cookies today, which are perfect for this poem. But that's just a little example. Well, basically, that's it. So moving of the earth brings harms and fears. Again, moving of the feelings brings harms and fears. So he says, as the earth is moving, that affects our feelings, but maybe it's the other way around. Men reckon what they didn't mean. Oh, we're clever, we know what it means. Maybe not really. But
We can calculate, we can reckon, calculate. Well,
What is recon? Like reconstruct? Recno? Reno? I don't know. It's a strange word, really, if you think about it. Reckless, recon. But trepidation of the spheres, though greater far is innocent. What is it?
I don't know. They can trepidate with fear, can't they? And they're big because they're spheres.
So it's not just little spheres, it's like planets and
planets, yeah,
so
systems,
as we talk about
solar systems.
Spheres, immediately we make two, again, the separation or different layers of reality. We have the Earth here and the spheres there. And they're somehow connected, but somehow different.
Wasn't there also a theory about spheres
The
and
musical spheres.
yes, harmonies that exist?
And what is trepidation here? Why trepidation?
Trepidation can mean something that happens to you when you are very much afraid, when you're scared to death.
So is it the spheres
But
being afraid, or you being afraid of the spheres?
Probably it's maybe afraid of spheres. That trepidation, though it does exist, and it's far greater.
And what is far greater? The spheres are far greater.
The spheres are bigger,
trepidation is far
and
greater.
the trepidation is greater. It's greater because they are greater. They are big, their trepidation is big. I'm small,
say,
my trepidation is small.
The Earth is moving, that's scary. But then you think, oh, but the planets are also moving. The stars are moving.
But it's also maybe, isn't it the way any sort of movement is made possible? Any movement we see, including all the changes, including people being born and dying, is as a result of this trepidation of the spheres.
So you don't say the stars, you don't say the sun, you don't say planets, you say the spheres.
Which includes all the planets,
And it sounds kind of more specific. Because if you talk about stars, you're being romantic. If you talk about spheres, you're being more scientific. As what he does here. He says, oh, you think your love is just a little nothing, it's just something abstract, though real to you. He said, no, it's just as big as the spheres, the floods, tempests. He makes your love big by comparing these big things. Spheres are big, as all of them. As you say, my love, your love, our love is like the spheres. If you put the spheres in your phone, then it means that love is as big as is a galaxy. Love is a galaxy. Dancing galaxies. So great as far as innocent. How is
innocence is the word that comes from the religious sphere. And innocence is usually connected with purity, with
innocences. You have two sorts of innocences. One is innocent or guilty. Another is innocent or experienced. So what sort of innocence is it?
Well, innocence as opposed to experienced means, to many people means naive, and to many people naive is something bad, something they wish to avoid, and something they manage to avoid. They are probably born innocent, as we all are, and then as they struggle through their life paths, they get more experience, they lose these naive outlooks.
Yeah. So what do we have here? Is it guilty and innocent, or experienced and innocent? I think it's experienced and innocent, because in the first part we have men reckon what they did. They know, they think about it, they have the recognition. Here it's innocent.
But isn't it then the way you can think of it as as you are born, as a man, as a little man, a big man, you are born innocent. Then as you go through life, you lose your innocence, you become experienced, you lose all that freshness, outlet, and then you die. But then, at a higher level, at the level of those spheres, you are innocent, you are reborn, you are innocent again. You have gained some experience, or you have gained some knowledge, but it doesn't make you impure in a way that a person who is not innocent is
Maybe what he
impure.
says here, that you shouldn't blame the sphere for what's happening to you. But again, let's look at these first three stanzas. So the first one, as what we see, is narrow, some people. Then it grows a bit bigger. We have flood, we have tempest, which means a bit more space. But that all happens on Earth, on the planet. Then we have moon and the Earth bigger, and then spheres
And galaxy.
and galaxies is expanding. This view is expanding. Why do you want to do it? You start with something small, then you take your camera back, and you see more and more. I can do it. So your love is growing. It's not just among people, it's not just on the planet, it's universal. Tao, sublunary, love is love. Isn't it beautiful? What an amazing line. Tao, sublunary, love is love. The soul is sex. Now there's something very interesting going on here, because we have inner sense turning into inner sense. Soul sense, inner sense, inner sense. Inner sense. Yeah? Why do you say Tao, sublunary, lover's love? The soul is sense. Which means we have different types of lovers. We have normal, regular lovers under the moon, sublunary. But they're small because they're just under the moon. The moon is bigger than them. They're just normal little people. We are a galactic. They aren't. They're just earthly. And they're dull because they think their love is big. It isn't. It fits on one little space on the moon. Sublunary. Will be a word again. Dull, lunar, lover's love. His soul is sense. We take on. And because we are not like that. We are different. Love is love. It's not love. They're not really lovers. They're dull. Whose soul is sense. Because my soul is breath. And their soul is sense. And my soul is essence. Their soul is sense. My soul is essence. They have sense. I have inner sense. They're dull, like the moon is dull. I'm bright like the stars are bright.
And the sun.
Yeah, and the sun, the spheres. Although the moon is also a sphere. Sublunary. Love is love, whose soul is sense, cannot admit. So absence is a very important word here. How do we know it?
It begins a new line. If it begins
so,
a new line,
we have lots of words beginning a new line.
they're all important words.
Okay. But we also have a phrase. All other lines, they end more or less logically. They're complete phrases. Yeah. Let it melt and make no noise. Moon of the earth brings hardness fear. It's all statements, finished, complete statements. But here, it's not finished. Cannot admit.
Yeah, in line 2, it's unfinished.
Also, it's not just the first, second lines, but it's number 2 and 3. Again, we have this border between the first half of the stanza and the second half of the stanza. So it's bigger than just the first 2 lines or third and fourth line. Cannot admit. Admit what? Admit not what? We want to know. Because you can't just say cannot admit. You need something, some nothing to admit. Yeah? Oh, again, this negation, cannot admit. And then we have the natural pause at the end of the line. And it's a bit bigger because it's in the middle of the stanza, and we know from the previous stanzas that they have this border in the middle. So it's a bit bigger. This tension, this silence creates tension for us. So really, if you think about it, you can play with it. You can play with it. You can put more silence in it and see what happens. Whose dull, sublunary lover's love, whose soul is sense, cannot admit. So absence is something that is not. So then you have this pause before the word. Because that's what it is. So we have something really, really amazing going on here. Innocent, inner sense, sense, absence. We have all these ideas linked together, which is crazy. In your right mind, left mind, what mind does it? Left mind, for logic. Left mind. Well, anyway, that mind, with just logic, how can it ever connect innocence and absence and sense? No way, but if you're a poet, you come from another door, another gate, because you have two ears. And then you can see this connection. You can see this flow, where innocence flows and becomes absence. Somehow innocence is connected with absence. Cannot admit absence. Because it does remove those things which elemented it. Now that is interesting. So if you're just a dull lover, not a real lover, not like me, just a sublunary lover's love, and your soul is sense, not innocent, not absence. So sense versus absence. You cannot have both sense and absence. Sense won't think.
Absence means no things.
Absence means no things. So if your soul is sense, your own logical, then you cannot admit absence. So you can't have both, apparently, here. Maybe you can, but not here. Because it does remove. Again, move, remove, moving. Repeat the word. Tempest moving on the earth now, doth remove. And as we read it, we are reminded that the idea of the poet is this parting. moving. We don't say it straight away, but we keep saying the words which are connected with it. So in our head, we might not think about it, but we are reminded of the idea of moving, separation. Right?
Movement is not necessarily separation.
No. Not necessarily.
We are. I am a sublunary lover and sad because I'm separated from all those elements, from all those things that were elements of it.
So again, absence means no thing. So it does remove those things which elemented it. But we are not into things. Our love is not thingful. It's nothingful. So we are not afraid of absence. We are absence. Because we are as great as everything. So we are as great as nothing. Of course, this is what elemented is. That's again your alchemy and astrology and things. It's elemented, sublunary, chemistry, alchemistry. But we, by love so much refined, that ourselves know not what it is. Inter-assured of the mind, care less, eyes, lips, and hands to me. So if the first stanza had virtuous man and sad friend, now we had a separate stanza to describe thou lover's love, a stupid love, not real love, and us, them and us. Our love is real. It's so much refined, it's cosmic, it's galactic. But ourselves know not what it is. So we have men who reckon what the planets do. They're all very clever, they have their calculations. We have thou lovers love, their soul is sense, which cannot stand nonsense, absence, nothingness. But our love is different. Ourselves know not what it is. So again, you can read it differently. You can say, know not what it is, or know not what it is. Here we say basically one. You cannot know or know, yeah, because it's out of here. Language doesn't work here. Logic, it couldn't stand it. It was too clever for it. Not what it is. I wonder. I think it missed all the not what it is. Ourselves know not what it is. We know not, and we know not what it is. The not whatness, the non-thingness, the sense and nonsense and absence and innocence. Beautiful. It's a cool poem. I really love it. Selves, loves, love, self. Inter-assured of the mind, inter-assured, interconnected, inner sense, now inter-assured of the mind, careless, eyes, lips and hands to miss. How's the game? Hands, lips, eyes, that's the thingness. Our love is cosmic, it doesn't care about thingness. We don't care if we miss it.
Because we are inter-assured of the mind.
Aye. Mm-hmm. Because we are connected differently. We don't need to hold our hands 24 hours, 7 days a week. To be connected. We know we are always connected at all times. Inter-assured of the mind. And here, funny, he had less eyes, lips, hands missed. All in one line. Like less is same as eyes, or less is same as lips. Yeah? less eyes, lips, hands to miss. So if we come back to the second stanza, oh thank you. If we come back to the second stanza, it's tears flood and tears come from eyes. Yeah, I heard you, thank you. Tears come from eyes. And sighs come from lips. But we care less. Eyes, lips, hands to miss. We don't care. We are not making tear flood. We are not making sigh tempests.
In many instances, the two persons' love is represented by a physical connection, and that physical connection means often holding hands.
Yeah,
And
that's what he said.
That's what
Look
he
at
says.
eye to eye.
Yeah.
Oh, his beautiful eyes. Hypnotize. Or lips. Kiss, kiss. Bye,
So
bye.
this is not something that really connects us, he says.
Yeah, that's what he says. Because it's all thingness. And
all
our
thingness.
love is not what it is. It is not what. Not what. Our two souls, therefore, which are one, though I must go, and you're not yet a bridge, but an expansion, like gold to everything is big. So we have us, we, now our two souls which are one. So for a second, they're separated to show their children that they're coming back together again. So they can't stand apart, being one, two souls for more than 1 to 2.5 words. Whatever happens, it's still one. They look like two, but they're one, which reminds of modern quantum physics, where they have those tangled particles. Did you hear about it? And again, it's not really theoretical, as I understand it, but generally speaking, you have two particles, and they're tangled, they're connected. And you can put them apart to any given distance. Well, I don't know, I don't think they have tried experimentally very big distances for technical reasons. But the idea is, it doesn't matter, the distance between them doesn't matter. You change one, and the other changes too. Just because you change one of them. And that happens simultaneously, at the same time. Even if they are 10 light years away, or 100 light years away, again, I don't think they tried that experimentally, as I said here. It doesn't take any time at all, like gravity doesn't take any time at all. Gravity is instantaneous, and so are these tangled particles, at least in theory. So, I think had he lived nowadays, he would have used that idea of two entangled particles. Because that's what he says here. Two souls which are one. They look like two, but they act like one. Though I must go, and you're not yet a bridge. So again we have a bridge in the same position as absence. And you're not yet. The end of second line. Unfinished phrase, a bridge. So absence, a bridge, it's something more or less the same. But as we are not afraid of absence, we are not afraid of the bridge. Yes?
A bridge means you break something into two. Something that does not happen here. It's not a bridge, it's an expansion.
So again, we have I must go. We have the separation of this one soul. Two souls which are one, but here is I who must go. And you're not yet a bridge, but an expansion. Like gold to everything is big. So we have the idea of beating. It has, basically it's a violent action. It says maybe parting is hard to bear. It's not a nice, pleasurable thing. It's nothing. It's like if you're being beaten. But we are not any stupid sublunary lovers. We are golden. And gold is not just a precious metal, of course. Because if you say gold, you don't just think about golden rings and things. Again, why golden rings? Why is gold precious? And again, it's a cosmic metal, it's a sun, it's shiny. It's everlasting, nothing happens to it. It's magical. And we're like gold. Our love is like a galaxy. Now our love is like gold. And again, if you think about gold, the first thing you think is, oh, it's nice, it's shiny, it's precious. But you don't usually think that you can beat it to a nice thinness. But that's what he says. He says, if our love is gold, it means it can expand.
But the expansion is also airy. Again, the concept of breath.
It's air, but
It's seen as air, but it's still there.
It may be a hair breath, but it's still there. It holds. I don't know, do you know the book? Do you know the book? Do you know the book by Philip Pullman called The Golden Compass? His Dark Materials, a big book like that, really cool. Well, anyway, they had...
As a person who can read.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, more than 1,000 pages, but it's really good. It's a trilogy.
3 books.
3 books. Well, anyway, what they have here, they have lots of things, not things here. They have people, and they have what they call a daemon. And a daemon looks like an animal, and something like your spirit. Because when they travel to our reality, they're very much shocked to see that people here don't have those daemons, spirits, outside of their body, but they realize we have them inside. And anyway, the idea is the daemon takes the form of an animal which you're most like, to represent your personality. So while you're a child, it can change its form, but as you grow up, it fixes on one form to represent your personality.
That's very nice of it.
Yeah. Anyway, the thing is, you have this connection with your daemon. So even though it's a separate being, it's still you. You're one being in two. And they can't go too far. So if they have this like invisible link, if they go too far, it hurts. Oh no! Oh no! How it hurts. But then they have witches. And witches are again normal people. They come through a special experience where they force themselves to part with their daemons.
They force themselves. They're not forced, but it's there.
No, they wouldn't do it willingly, but they just do it. They cross a special place where the daemons cannot follow them. So the girl is crossing that place and the daemon has to stay behind. And what happens is they realize that if you do it, then at first it really hurts. Because it hurts to go away from your daemon. But then, if you do it, you don't die, On the contrary, you become free. So you're still linked together. You feel each other, you know each other's thoughts as you're supposed to. But you can go at any distance at all without being hurt. And that's the difference between witches and not witches, normal people. And that's what happens here. He says, normal, dull lovers cannot go too far away from each other because they need this physical contact. But we are like those witches. We can go at any distance because we know there is still the connection between us. Okay? It never goes away. Like go to any thinnest bit. So again we have all those mildness, mildly away, whisper, now airy thinness. It's very fine. It's not rough. It's fine, refined.
На этом столе будет квест. Просто если вам переместиться к какому-нибудь, не знаю, как вы можете.
You tell us. Magical teleportation. Okay.
Sort of.
Oh, we have nearly finished anyway. We just have 3 stanzas left.
Let's see if it doesn't fit into. No, I can't. Oh, maybe I can. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can. No, I can't.
Just beat yourself to airy thinness. Oh, butterflies.
I think it flies. Butter doesn't fly.
It's not a butter, it doesn't fly. Again, what we see, what we make of it. Okay, if they be two... Oh, run for it, run for it, run for it! We have 3 seconds. 3, 2... Oh, we have nice flowers here.
How did it smell?
Okay.
It smell okay?
So we have this second part of the poem, our 2 souls therefore, because now first we look at us as a whole, cosmic love, right love, down love, sublunary, cosmic. Now we look at ourselves more closely. Our 2 souls which are one, I must go, but our love endure not yet a bridge. Now, if they be 2, they are 2 souls, as if twin compasses are 2. Compasses again. Thy soul, the fixed foot, makes no show to move, but doth if the other do.
Is it also the finger described?
So again, our 2 souls are one, but if they're 2, they're not really 2. They're one. You can see 2 separate beings, me and my love, you, me and you. But really, it's an illusion. It's like those tangled particles. You seem to be 2, really one, in 2 places.
They're like 2 compasses, which might be stiff. But if their position changes, they have no choice. They change to the
different directions.
Yeah. They move.
So again, a compass is something that tells you the direction. It always points, supposed to be always pointing at some one point, north. So if they're like compasses, then again they're pointing somewhere, not at each other, but at the same one point.
And they can't avoid it. They can't avoid pointing to the same.
So now we have word 2 repeating. This first part we had breath, we have movement repeating. But here we have the idea of 2 being one. 2 souls be 2, 2 soul twin compasses are 2. So 2, 2, twin, 2. That's a lot for 2 lines. A stick to encompass there are 2. Thy soul, the fixed foot, makes no show to move, but doth is the other do.
Yeah.
Now I must go, that was the previous stanza. Now you, thy soul, my soul, thy soul. And not just me and you, but my soul. He keeps talking about soul. So at the beginning, whisper to their souls to go. And then whose soul stands. And now our 2 souls, which are one. Thy soul. He doesn't speak about, body, lips, who cares? Soul, that's what's important. Thy soul, the fixed foot. Again, visible sound, fixed foot. So, if you compare soul with some organ in your body, I don't think you really want to compare it with a foot.
Probably want to compare it with your heart.
Yeah, but he says, no, your soul is like a fixed foot. And a fixed foot, again, is a strange image because the foot is supposed to move, to walk.
But it makes no show to move.
Again, movement. Move, move, move. No show to move. But doth if the other do. So here something funny happens. Because as we talk to, tween, to, and we come to the word doth, it does sound like both. It does look like both. Because we have this context of twinness. Does, doth, and both doth. The other do. And though it in the sentences, yet when the other far doth roam, it leaves and hearkens after it, and draws the rest that comes home. What if?
Behave like that little, those 2 little dangles, particles. It may be in the it may sit in the center.
So what is the center? Center is where you are.
The center is where you are. The center is where the sun is.
So we have now a change of mapping. Before we had like Earth and spheres, earthly and cosmic or galactic. And now we have so like up and down in our perception, like in our cultural perception. Now we have it different. We have the center and the outskirts, which is more horizontal plane, if you like, if you can say so about cosmic things. So now we have the center, so we have circles. We have a center, sphere, circle. Yeah, if it's 3D then it's a sphere. If it's a map, flat map then it's a circle. The ideas of circling come here. We have spheres now, just by using the word center. Because if you talk about center, then you think about spheres or circles. And it's fixed foot. In the center sit. Again, moving, not moving. Yet when the other part of from, so we have one and the other. Me, not me. I, not I. So the other. Again, it in the center sit, but the other part of from. So if you have it, it's fixed. It's finged. It sits in the center. And the other, again, what is the other? Something alien, something not me, something not it. It, which is not it. The other can't move, can't roam far away. It doesn't matter if this first is fixed, because they are one. So you're at the same time moving and not moving. There's a part which is not moving, but it's happy because it's moving by virtue of being connected to the other. And the other is moving, but at the same time it's connected to home, with the center. With the center. It leaves and hearkens after it. and grows erect as it comes forward. Again, soul, it. Or maybe it's it as what? A thing. Something thinkful and not thinkful. If it's thinkful, it's stiff. If it's it, like is and it. If it's it, then it's stiff. It cannot move.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. It cannot move to the thingless. But as it's connected like twin particles. It's connected like twin particles. Not really. Just 2 stanzas left. It is connected with not it, is, which can move anywhere, like consciousness can. So they're happy they're together. It leans and harkens after it. Again, it's listening. It's paying attention. So they're connected by this attention too. It's alive. Thingness, fixedness is not a problem because it's alive anyway. After it. And grows erect as if that comes home. So the center is home. And you go far away, you're still connected to home, which is important. That's where you return. If you're not connected with your center, then you get lost. You have no directions. And again, if you just sit at home, then nothing happens to you. You don't grow. But as the two are connected, and each has their function, keeping home and roaming, they both grow. Grows erect. The word is grow. Grows bigger, grows erect, attentive, as that comes home. Such wilt thou be to me, who must, like the other foot, obliquely run. Thy firmness makes my circle just, and makes me end where I began. So we had it 2 stanzas ago, as I saw the fixed foot. Now we come back again to this idea, like the other foot. So now it's not so strange, because we have 2 feet, and they need to cooperate. Such you are to me, who must, like the other foot, obliquely run. So maybe it's a bit strange. How do we move? How do we walk? It's a mystery. Thy firmness makes my circle just. So again the idea of circle and firmness, fixed term, solid, and makes me end where I began. Again, circle, the ending and the beginning, and it's all about what? Starting, partnering space, partnering life, you know, so we need to finish because it's getting a bit noisy. So what do you have to say?
Найти к нему показания, сопоставить все факты и в конце сделать свой выбор. Можете приступать, я тут ничего не трогал.
So again, you talk about spheres, and you go in, so we say in circle, it's not really a circle, it's like a spiral in space.
And the spiral means that you end up at a higher plane, at a higher level than where you began, at a new level.
High and low is relative. You don't have high and down in space. Circle is more like a spiral. Anything else? I think we need to finish because it's too long. Thanks for watching.